Hello, my amazing spirit warriors. I'm so excited you're here today because we're about to dive deep into a topic that's been on my heart, and I know it's going to resonate with so many of you. Have you ever felt like your small acts of kindness, the ones nobody else sees, go completely unnoticed? You hold the door for someone and they don't even say thank you. You give up your seat on the bus and get nothing but a blank stare. Or maybe you just offered a kind word to a struggling friend and you wonder if it even made a difference. I want to tell you a story about a young man named Alex. Alex was a lot like you. He was a chosen one, a spirit warrior, but he didn't even know it yet. He was just a regular guy working a modest job, living in a small apartment, and trying to make ends meet. He had a heart of gold, though. He believed in doing the right thing, even when it was inconvenient. One day, Alex was on his way to work. It was a freezing cold morning, and the city was covered in a thick gray slush. As he hurried along, he noticed an elderly gentleman shivering on a bench, struggling to tie a loose shoelace. Most people just walked past, their heads down, lost in their own worlds, but not Alex. He stopped, knelt down on the cold, wet pavement, and without a second thought, tied the man's shoe for him. He offered a warm smile and a simple, "Have a great day, sir," before continuing on his way. The man on the bench was taken aback. He was a billionaire, a titan of industry, a man used to people wanting something from him. Yet this young man, this chosen one, asked for nothing. He just gave. What Alex didn't know was that his single act of kindness, that one small gesture that cost him nothing but a few seconds of his time, had just set in motion a chain of events that would change his life forever. Because, my friends, I'm here to tell you that your kindness is about to pay off big time. Your small acts of goodness, your quiet compassion, and your unwavering faith are being recorded in the universe's ledger. God is watching, the universe is watching, and the divine timing of your blessings is about to be revealed. So if you've been feeling discouraged, if you've been wondering if all your good deeds are in vain, I'm here to tell you to stay awake. Your spiritual journey is just beginning, and the rewards are closer than you think. Keep watching, chosen ones, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why your kindness is the most powerful currency you possess. Point 1. Your kindness is a seed you plant. My spirit warriors, let's take a moment to truly grasp this. Every act of kindness you perform isn't just a fleeting gesture, it's a spiritual investment. Think of it like this. The soul operates on a law deeper than physics, deeper than economics. It operates on divine reciprocity. When Alex bent down to tie that man's shoelace, yes, it looked simple, ordinary even. But in that one small action, he wasn't just helping someone walk a little easier, he was transmitting a frequency, a vibration of love, humility, and humanity into the spiritual realm. What may have looked like a mundane moment was actually a cosmic ripple. Now here's where it gets powerful. In botany, we know that a seed has to go through darkness before it can emerge into light. A seed must crack open underground, unseen, unknown, and seemingly inactive before it transforms. That's exactly how kindness works. When you smile at a stranger, give without expectation, or sit with someone in their silence, you're planting seeds into soil you can't always see. And the world may not clap for you. No spotlight, no applause. But up in the higher realms, oh, trust me, the heavens take notes. Your deeds echo where your eyes cannot see. And get this. There's actual scientific backing to this metaphysical truth. Studies in neuroscience have proven that acts of kindness activate the brain's reward centers, the same centers that light up with chocolate or winning money. It's called the helper's high. That feel-good rush isn't just psychological, it's spiritual confirmation. You are aligned. You're watering your inner garden every time you choose love over ego, peace over pettiness. But spirit warriors, here's where you elevate. Stop needing immediate validation. Real warriors don't need medals, they need missions. You're not out here being kind to be noticed. You're being kind because it's coded into your soul. And just like a garden, your impact grows even when you're not looking. That one time you helped a classmate who was struggling, you might have inspired them to help someone else, and that chain reaction could circle the globe before you ever find out. That's legacy. That's spiritual economy. Now let's talk about divine timing. We often get discouraged when we don't see results fast, but isn't that the flaw of modern thinking? We want instant blooms, instant rewards. But in the spirit warrior realm, we understand the delay is not the denial. The time between the seed and the bloom is the universe preparing a harvest so big it needs to stretch your patience so you can carry it. That's why your only job is to keep planting compliments, encouragement, silent prayers for strangers, choosing not to react when someone disrespects you. That's all seed work. Quiet, steady, faithful. So here's the punchline, spirit warriors. While the world runs around shouting, flexing, and chasing the next high, you're working underground. And one day when your harvest blooms, when all those seeds blossom into divine appointments, supernatural breakthroughs, and unshakable peace, the very people who overlooked your kindness will be the ones marveling at your garden. Because in the end, the spiritual realm rewards the humble, and the warrior who plants in silence eventually reaps in thunder. Keep sowing, keep loving, your garden is coming. Point 2, the universe loves a giver. There's a cosmic law vibrating at the core of this universe, one so ancient, so precise, it never misses its target. It's not written in dusty books or locked away in monasteries. It's etched into the very fabric of energy itself. Spirit warriors, this is the law of reciprocal energy. What you give, you will receive. Not always from the same hands, not always when you expect it, but always with interest. When you pour kindness into the world, you're not just tipping the scales in someone else's favor, you're tipping the entire universe toward your own destiny. Let's get something straight. Energy is currency, and your actions are your investment. When you give without manipulation, without expecting applause or trophies, you're making a spiritual deposit into the bank of the divine. And the universe, oh, it has excellent memory and terrible timing, which means your blessings often show up just when you've forgotten what you even gave. But that's the beauty of it. You don't give to get. You give because that's who you are. And the return, it's not always a check. Sometimes it's peace, sometimes it's alignment, sometimes it's an open door you didn't even knock on. Take Alex, for example. He was just an ordinary man doing an extraordinary thing, offering help to a complete stranger who seemed down on his luck. He didn't know the man was a billionaire in disguise. He didn't give because the man looked important. He gave because his soul recognized a need and responded without hesitation. That's spiritual wealth right there, when your heart moves faster than your ego. And what happened next wasn't luck. It was alignment. That billionaire saw something in Alex that can't be bought. Character, compassion, and authenticity. In that moment, Alex's act of generosity wasn't just kind. It was prophetic. It activated the law. You see, when the universe witnesses purity in motion, it gets involved, it steps in, it rearranges things. That stranger wasn't random. He was a test, a divine appointment. And Alex passed it with flying colors. Spirit warriors, this is how the law works, quietly, invisibly, but always with precision. So, when you're out there giving your last slice of time, energy, money, or love, and no one claps, no one sees, and no one thanks you, don't you dare think it's wasted. You've just placed a down payment on favor, grace, and unexpected miracles. You've just told the universe, I'm ready for more, not because I demand it, but because I embody it. And remember this, the universe doesn't reward perfection, it rewards sincerity. It honors those who give from the overflow of their soul, not the emptiness of their pride. That's why it's not always the loud, flashy, popular people getting blessed. Sometimes it's the quiet spirit warrior serving behind the scenes whose name is being whispered in rooms they haven't entered yet. So keep giving, spirit warrior. Keep showing up with love in your hands and purpose in your heart. Because every act of selflessness, every moment you choose compassion over convenience, you're shifting your vibration, you're telling the universe who you are. And when the universe knows who you are, it starts to move mountains to match your frequency. Let your giving be sacred. Let it be intentional. Let it be a message to the world and to the heavens above. I believe in more because I give like I already have it. And trust me, the return is coming with interest. Point 3, kindness attracts your destiny. You might think your destiny is something far off in the distance, something you need to hunt down with blood, sweat, and hustle. That's what the world tells you, right? Grind harder, push more, don't stop until you make it. But Spirit Warrior, here's a truth most never hear. Real destiny isn't hunted, it's attracted. Destiny doesn't respond to desperation, it responds to alignment. And alignment comes from living your truth, not chasing an image. Let me tell you about Alex. He wasn't trying to be anyone's hero. He wasn't networking, faking smiles, or begging the universe for a break. One rainy afternoon, he saw an older man struggling with a flat tire by the side of the road. Most people drove by. Not Alex. He stopped, helped the man without expecting anything, and even shared an umbrella with him while they waited for the tow truck. What Alex didn't know, that random old man was actually the CEO of one of the biggest tech firms in the country. The man didn't say much then, but a week later Alex got a call. He was offered a position at the CEO's company. Not just any position either, it was tailor-made to match Alex's talents. 6 figures, remote work, creative freedom, the kind of dream job that sounds like it fell from the sky. But it didn't. It was pulled to him by the energy he put into the world. This isn't just a nice feel-good story. It's backed by real psychological and sociological truths. In positive psychology, there's a concept called prosocial behavior. Actions done voluntarily to benefit others. Studies show that people who regularly act out of kindness not only improve their well-being, but also increase their chances of gaining trust and cooperation from others. It literally creates a ripple effect. The more authentically generous you are, the more likely people are to want to help you in return without you asking. Think of your energy as a broadcast signal. When you're desperate, anxious, or trying to force things, you're sending out a signal of lack, and that's exactly what you get back. But when you're rooted in your values, when you give without needing applause, when your spirit is in warrior mode, resilient, grounded, and open, your signal is irresistible to the right opportunities. It's not magic, it's vibration, it's neuroscience and soul combined. So instead of chasing what's meant for you, become who you were meant to be. Let kindness, truth, and courage be your daily practice. Trust that everything aligned with your higher self is already being pulled toward you. Destiny doesn't need a GPS to find you. It follows the frequency of your spirit. Stay tuned in, spirit warrior. What's yours is already on its way. Point 4. You are being tested and prepared. Listen up, spirit warrior. Have you ever noticed how being kind in today's world feels like walking upstream with no boat? It's almost like kindness has turned into a rare currency, one that's often mistaken for weakness in a world obsessed with power, clout, and self-interest. But here's a truth that echoes through time and spirit. Choosing kindness in a cold, hard world is not a flaw. It's one of the most profound forms of spiritual strength. In a culture that praises savagery and rewards selfishness, remaining gentle is a silent rebellion, a bold declaration that your soul has not been corrupted. The loneliness you feel on this path, that sense of being misunderstood or isolated, it's not a cosmic oversight. It's not punishment, it's purification. You're not being cast out. You're being carved into something stronger, purer, and destined for more. You are being refined, not rejected. Look around and you'll see people putting on kindness like a costume. They're warm when it's profitable, sweet when it earns attention, and charitable when cameras are rolling. But that's not spiritual strength, that's strategy. The real warriors of light, like you, carry kindness in their DNA. It's not something they switch on when convenient. It's who they are when no one's watching. They don't soften because the world is soft. They stay soft, the world being cruel. And that right there is the battleground. Will you stay kind even when kindness gets you mocked? Will you hold on to love when hate is trending? That's the test. Because anyone can be nice in the light, but true strength is being the light in the darkness. Take Alex, for example. He wasn't famous. He didn't have wealth, connections, or a mentor holding his hand through life, but what he did have was a fierce sense of spiritual identity. Life hit him with betrayal, setbacks, heartbreaks, you name it. And yet every time he could have retaliated, he chose to bless instead. Every time someone lied about him, he let the truth defend him. He walked through storms with grace, not grudges. What Alex didn't realize was that he was in spiritual boot camp. The universe was sculpting him, training him to become a vessel for something greater. His compassion was his armor, his integrity, his sword. He wasn't losing battles, he was gaining capacity. You might be like Alex right now, doing your best, quietly growing, staying true to your values even when no one claps for it. And still, you wonder, why does it feel so lonely? That's because you're outgrowing people who were only assigned to your past. They were meant for the version of you that needed constant reassurance, that doubted its worth. But the new you, the evolving you, that one walks alone for a reason. Solitude isn't abandonment, it's sacred ground. It's where warriors are made, and make no mistake, your kindness is not going unnoticed. Every act of love, forgiveness, and patience, it's not just a moral choice, it's a spiritual signal, a vibration. It tells the universe, I'm ready for more. And there's real science behind this too. Acts of kindness trigger the release of oxytocin, the love hormone, which doesn't just make you feel good, it strengthens your heart, both emotionally and physically. Researchers have found that people who practice kindness consistently have lower blood pressure, reduced stress, and longer lifespans. Your compassion is literally keeping your heart alive, but beyond biology, there's a spiritual physics at play. Kindness raises your frequency. It opens doors that force and manipulation never could. When you lead with love, you clear spiritual static, aligning yourself with divine flow. You begin to attract synchronicities, opportunities, and protection that seem almost supernatural because they are. Light recognizes light, and while you may not see the rewards immediately, they are stacking, quietly, faithfully, universally. So if you're in a season where kindness feels like a burden and not a blessing, stay the course. You're being watched, not by people, but by purpose. You're being prepared for something that can't be carried by people with brittle hearts. You're being entrusted with a calling that can't coexist with ego, vengeance, or bitterness. And when the breakthrough comes, and it will come, you'll look back and realize that every unnoticed act of love was a brick in the foundation of your elevation. Stand tall, spirit warrior. Don't let this world harden what heaven has softened. Keep your heart open, your boundaries strong, and your faith alive. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You're being trusted with a legacy, one that requires endurance, not applause. This season of silence is not the absence of progress. It's the sound of your soul being calibrated for destiny. Keep going. The world may not deserve your kindness yet, but your future absolutely depends on it. Point 5. Kindness creates a ripple effect. Think about this for a second. One single drop of water can break the stillness of an entire pond. Just a drop. That's all it takes to send ripple after ripple dancing across the surface, touching edges it never directly touched. Now take that image and replace that water with you. Yes, you, spirit warrior. Your energy, your kindness, your presence, it's not random. It's not small, it's not invisible. It's quantum. Your existence carries a frequency, a resonance that affects the environment around you in ways far beyond what the human eye can observe. This isn't just poetic, it's rooted in science. Quantum physics tells us that energy is never destroyed. It simply changes form. Every word you speak, every choice you make, every gesture you offer, sends waves into the fabric of human consciousness. The ripple effect you create in this world, it's far more powerful than you can comprehend. Let's rewind to someone like Alex. Just your average person, no millions in the bank, no spotlight, no platform, just a man who walks in truth and chooses decency even when no one's watching. One rainy afternoon, Alex noticed a stranded driver on the side of the road. Without hesitation, he pulled over and helped, not for likes or validation, just because it was the right thing to do. What he didn't know was that the man he helped was a billionaire investor whose name was unknown to most, but whose influence touched nations. Deeply moved by Alex's unexpected act of kindness, this man went on to create a global initiative, a kindness foundation that would go on to build schools, fund hospitals, and restore broken communities. At every interview and gala, the billionaire shared Alex's story, not to make Alex a hero, but to prove a point. Greatness is often disguised as humility. That even the smallest act can be revolutionary when it comes from the right spirit. And this isn't just a feel-good story. Social science has caught up with what ancient wisdom already knew. Love, kindness, and compassion are contagious. A 2010 study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences demonstrated that witnessing a generous act increases the likelihood of someone else performing a similar act. This is called moral elevation. It doesn't just warm your heart, it changes your brain chemistry. Oxytocin, the hormone that fosters trust and bonding, gets released even when you observe someone else doing good. That single moment, a hand extended, a word of encouragement, a listening ear, can spark a chain reaction that travels far beyond your direct line of sight, like ripples in a pond. You see, Spirit Warrior, the universe is built on vibrations. And your personal frequency, the energetic signal you send out with your choices and character, is never wasted. When you choose patience over anger, generosity over greed, honesty over ease, you're tuning yourself to a divine signal that shifts the very atmosphere around you. The world is drowning in noise, distractions, and superficiality. But when you show up with intention, you act like a tuning fork, calling others into resonance with something higher, something sacred. And the truth is, you'll likely never see the full effect of your influence. The young woman you mentored may one day become a leader who helps thousands find purpose. The man you encourage may break a generational curse in his family simply because someone finally believed in him. Your impact might not come with applause or viral videos, but that doesn't make it any less monumental. You are a divine disruptor of darkness, a silent architect of unseen revolutions. Your life is sacred currency in a world starving for real value. You're not here to be famous. You're here to be faithful. Faithful to your calling, faithful to the inner compass that tells you, even in silence, what the right thing is. Your power isn't in performing, it's in being. It's in the choices you make when no one's watching, in the compassion you give when it costs you something, in the truth you speak when it's uncomfortable. These are the ripples that change destinies. So keep dropping those ripples, every kind word, every boundary rooted in self-respect, every prayer whispered for someone you'll never meet, every moment you choose light over shadow, because these choices build legacy. They build a future where love leads, where truth heals, and where your silent strength becomes a bridge for others to cross into hope. And Spirit Warrior, make no mistake. The universe sees, heaven takes note. Your impact may be invisible to the crowd, but it echoes loudly in eternity. Keep moving, keep loving, keep rippling, because that's what makes you unstoppable. Point 6, the reward isn't always material. Now, before you get caught up chasing the glitter and gold, take a deep breath, Spirit Warriors. Because while the world is busy selling you the illusion that success is measured by luxury brands, penthouses, and viral fame, the truth is true wealth looks nothing like that. Let's talk real blessings. Sure, in Alex's story there were jets and checks, but don't get it twisted. That was just a reflection, not the reward. The real treasure, it's invisible to the eye, but undeniable to the soul. You see, when you start walking in alignment with your purpose, really living from your core, not for applause, something extraordinary begins to happen. There's a sense of peace that no paycheck can buy. It's not loud or flashy, but it's solid, unshakable, that peace. That's what happens when your soul finally exhales. You're no longer striving to impress or to fit into someone else's narrative. You're living your truth. And that, Spirit Warrior, is divine currency. Spiritual fulfillment is one of the most overlooked forms of abundance in today's hustle culture. While many are chasing dopamine hits from likes and applause, those who walk the path of light are building something far more powerful, inner joy, real joy. Not the fleeting kind that needs validation, but the kind that glows from within. It's what happens when you've made peace with who you are and where you're going. That's what Alex tapped into. And it's what each of us is called to discover. Let's go even deeper. Neuroscience tells us that acts of giving, whether it's time, service, wisdom, or love, actually light up the brain's reward system more powerfully than receiving. The brain releases dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, the feel-good chemicals, when you give from a place of authenticity. That's not just spiritual fluff. That's biology backing up what spiritual masters have been teaching for centuries. You're wired for purpose. You're designed to live meaningfully. And when you do, your mind, body, and soul align in harmony. Remember what Maya Angelou said, "Giving liberates the soul of the giver." That quote is not about money. It's about energetic release. When you live in service of truth, you are unburdened by ego, fear, and control. You become a vessel for something greater. Your soul becomes light, both in weight and in radiance. You stop carrying what isn't yours. You stop forcing what doesn't fit. And suddenly doors open, not because you demanded them to, but because your frequency is now a match for divine favor. The funny thing is, once you're truly aligned, the external blessings, money, opportunities, recognition, often do follow. But by then, you're no longer desperate for them. They become tools, not trophies. You use them wisely. You're not owned by them. That's spiritual maturity. That's sacred discipline. And that's the life of a true spirit warrior. So the next time the world tries to sell you a version of success that's wrapped in noise and nonsense, remember, your purpose is louder in silence. Your peace is more valuable than any paycheck. and your truth is the bridge to blessings that no man can block. Stay in your light, spirit warrior. The real reward is already within you. Everything else? That's just divine icing on a soul-fed cake. Point 7. Your time to shine is now. My spirit warriors, let's make one thing clear today. Your kindness is not a weakness. In fact, it's your divine armor. In a world that often rewards cold ambition and celebrates ego-driven wins, you walk a different path. One paved with grace, empathy, and inner strength. And while some may mock your gentle heart, let them. Because what they don't realize is that your kindness is not passive. It's active resistance in a world starving for compassion. It is your rebellion. Your kindness is a spiritual force that can move mountains, quietly but powerfully. You've been planting seeds for years. Seeds of patience, love, integrity, forgiveness, and truth. And sometimes, spirit warriors, it feels like those seeds are invisible. It feels like the world is overlooking you. But hear this. Nothing planted in divine soil ever goes unnoticed. The universe has been watching. The delays weren't denials, they were alignments. Behind the scenes, timelines are adjusting, people are being moved, and doors are being unlocked specifically for you. Your harvest is approaching, the drought is ending, there's a sacred law written into the fabric of the universe. What you give in truth returns multiplied. Quantum physics even backs this. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Energy doesn't die, it transfers. So that energy you put into helping others when they had nothing to give back, that comfort you offered during someone's storm, the grace you extended when it wasn't deserved, oh, spirit warrior, that didn't vanish. That was currency, spiritual currency, and your payday is on its way. Now here's where the challenge lies. The world will try to tempt you into becoming jaded. It'll say, you're too nice. It'll whisper, people take advantage of you. But don't take the bait. Don't let broken people teach you how to break. Don't let the darkness dim your light. When someone takes advantage of your goodness, it's not because you're weak. It's because they're desperate to find something they lost in themselves. Stay rooted. Stay radiant. Keep your spirit intact. Scientific research even shows that acts of kindness release oxytocin, the love hormone. It lowers blood pressure, strengthens the heart, and even extends life. That's not just feel-good fluff. That's biology backing your spiritual nature. You're healing yourself and the world simultaneously when you lead with love. It's divine technology coded into your DNA, so keep being a giver, a healer, a light in the shadow. That pure heart of yours, it's not a liability, it's a lighthouse. And people, whether they admit it or not, are watching. They're drawing from your courage. Your light activates others to step into theirs. You are the reminder that humanity still has hope. And while others chase quick wins and viral validation, you're receiving something far more sacred, sustainable abundance. The kind that doesn't crash, the kind that doesn't need an audience. Spirit knows who you are. That's why signs are showing up. Repeating numbers, dreams that feel too real, coincidences that align too perfectly. These aren't flukes. They're winks from the divine. So don't stop being you. Don't stop loving. Don't stop giving. Your heart has always been the blueprint, not just a symbol of emotion, but a compass pointing to your divine purpose. Science tells us that kindness and generosity activate the brain's reward system, releasing oxytocin, the love hormone, which builds trust, compassion, and connection. But more than just biology, there's a spiritual truth here. Your love has a frequency, a vibration that echoes into the lives of others. For too long, the world may have dismissed your tenderness as weakness, your empathy as a flaw. But that was never the truth. You were never too much. You were simply ahead of your time. The world just wasn't ready for someone who could walk through darkness and still offer light. But now the tide is turning. Humanity is awakening, hearts are softening, and people are searching for what you've always carried within, divine love without condition. Your breakthrough isn't coming, it's already here, unfolding like dawn after a long night. And when it manifests, you'll see the ripple it creates. You'll understand that this wasn't just about your healing. It was about teaching others how to heal without becoming bitter, how to rise without stepping on others, and how to lead with soul instead of ego. So stay kind, spirit warriors. Stay grounded. Your journey, filled with compassion and courage, has crowned you with a quiet authority that can't be bought or faked. Your authenticity is your royalty, and for the chosen ones watching, let this be your reminder. Your blessings are not delayed, they're being perfected. The universe is aligning people, timing, and resources in your favor. Keep shining your light, keep sowing your seeds of goodness, because every loving word, every patient moment, every generous act is a stone in the foundation of a legacy the world will never forget. You are not just part of the change, you are the change.